All right, here we are at lesson 18, moving through Guitar Essentials, a progressive and thorough approach for the evolving beginner. And we're moving through this systematically, one page at a time, building a foundation for those of you out there who may have skipped parts of your foundation and find that your playing is grumbling in a few different places. And we want to fix that. And we're not only looking at the guitar, but also at the musical language. You can pick this book up on Amazon as a hard copy or with a Kindle app, and it would be great if you did because it supports this channel and it lets me know that I'm doing something of value. Okay, now let's move on to page number 43, the repeat sign. A repeat sign is a big deal because then you don't have to completely write something over and over again when it's exactly the same. I had a student come in last week with a really good example of that, actually, except it was in chords. He had a simple, I think, a 24 measure form, a popular song, and the chords were written out. But he had it on three pages for 24 measures. Because it never used repeat signs, it didn't use bar lines, it just had the chords written over the words. Worst possible scenario when you're trying to learn stuff. So I had to rewrite it. I wrote it on half a page, not 3 pages. And now he could see what he was doing. He could see that, well, this is just 8 measures, and then it repeats 8 measures again, and then it has a chorus of 8 measures. I mean, that, and then it repeats the whole thing. So there, bada bing, all of a sudden you can memorize it, right? So repeat signs are a big deal, and writing music correctly is also a big deal, and a dying art, it appears. Okay. So let's just take. We're in the key of G. How do I know? How do I know I'm in the key of G? Because I've got an F sharp, right? But wait a minute. What if could I be in another key? I could be in the key of E minor. But when I look at the body of this little exercise here, I can see that here's a G note, here's a G note, here's a D note, and a D note. Those notes automatically spell a G chord. I end up on a G, so I know I'm going to be in the key of G. I'm going to play this with the repeat sign. Here we go. Repeat. Okay, so you can hear music often happens that way, right? You have a nice little phrase, and then in this case, it's just a 4-measure phrase, and then that same phrase repeats itself. So all you have to do is put in a repeat sign. The importance of a repeat sign can't be overstated in reading music and also with playing chord charts, which I'm sure you will do. Okay. So I think that makes the repeat sign fairly clear. I just go back to the beginning and I play the same thing over again. Back to the beginning and play the same thing over again. But what about this here? This looks a little bit different. Like I have a repeat sign at the end, but then I have a repeat sign back here. So what is happening here? I will explain. First of all, we have an incomplete measure, a pickup, which we discussed in a previous lesson. This pickup, we have to make up the measure by counting in. So we could count at the very least 1, 2, 3, 4 is our pickup. But it's most common to give everyone a little bit more time than that and count a whole measure and then the half measure. So let's do that, and I'm going to play the repeat signs as they are written here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. And now, very often, you'd have, if this were a larger piece of music, you'd have an ending. But what this indicates is that you're trapped between these two repeat signs once you play the pickup. As you can see, the pickup is the same as the last two beats of measure 4, which turns us back around to the repeat sign. Let's do another one, and here's the repeat sign. You'll notice that in this case we're in the key of C major because I don't have any key signature of F sharp. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ending, even though it's not indicated. It could be the beginning of another section or whatever the case is. So as you can see, in this case, we're trapped between the two repeat signs, and again, we have a pickup that turns us around to the beginning of the 4-measure phrase. Let's do one more. So here we go. I'll count 3 in this case. And I know we're in the key of G because we have that F sharp, which tells us we're in the key of G, or maybe the key of E minor, but I can see by the notes we're in the key of G. 1, 2, 3. There's the ending back to the tonic. All right, so I think that's going to explain how repeat signs work. It's pretty simple, but when you start seeing them in a piece of music, they are very, very important, and you have to be aware of the repeat signs. And as we move forward, we'll see more of them and how they are used. So that's about it for this lesson, and we'll see you again really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.